Hello and welcome to this Microfocus ZENworks Service Desk training tutorial discussing how to migrate from version 7.5 to version 8.1.2. Some of the things we'll overview today are the upgrade strategies, the pre-upgrade and backup tasks, other tasks like upgrade, restore, and post-upgrade tasks, system requirements. We'll talk a little bit about the appliance administration console, the appliance migration demonstration itself going from version 7.5 to version 8.1.2, debug and login information, along with resources and tips. Some upgrade strategies to keep in mind. Remember, version 7.5 and later supports an appliance model only, and that's on the Common Appliance Framework. This is common across many different products within the Microfocus ZENworks platforms. Upgrades are in 1 or 2 version increments. Depending on where you're coming from, you'll need to map out and strategize on how to get to the latest version in 1 or 2 steps increments. Be sure to verify system and database requirements. System files and database schema are upgraded with each upgrade iteration. So as you do your upgrades, make sure you back up your system files along with your database if you have an external database, so that if you should need to revert to a specific version, that both of them are reverted back. VM appliances have embedded databases pre-configured. The appliance upgrade process that we'll display today is version 7.5 to version 8.1 to version 8.1.2. The upgrade method we'll be doing, there is a side-by-side, but in this case we'll be able to do and leverage the in-place upgrade method. The operating system has not changed, so we're able to utilize this in-place upgrade. Should the operating system change between versions, we'll need to use the side-by-side. Operating system and product security updates via the online updates tile in the administration console has a 3-month cadence. So every quarter you'll be able to get new security updates for your Common Appliance Framework. Some more reminders: verify the checksum whenever you download files. Verify time sync between servers in the databases. Verify disk and database space so that we don't run out if we're doing an upgrade. Leave the database running. Verify the servers are on the same subnet. And do remember, if you're coming from older versions, a file directory structure changes between some versions until they came to the Common Appliance Framework, and now they're pretty much standardized. The appliances require an additional virtual disk we refer to as VA storage. Online upgrade registration with activation key from Microfocus Customer Care Customer Portal. You can get those registration keys out there so you can get your online updates. Make sure you have the administrators, either root or administrators passwords available for the operating system, any system or database IDs and passwords. Be sure to have a backup plan and verify the connected systems. If you're connecting your service desk to ZENworks Reporting Server or ZENworks Configuration Management, verify that those connections are working before you start. So pre-upgrade task: upgrade the database if not supported in Service Desk version 8.1.2. So check out the system requirements and make sure that the service desk you're going to, you have in place the proper system requirements for the database. Identify the network configurations and NTP settings. Verify expiration dates on internal and external certificates, just to make sure we don't run into some sort of expiration while we're doing this upgrade or while we're testing. Just be aware that those certificates do have an expiration. Identify and document screenshots of the working Service Desk connected systems. Service Desk works primarily as an ID for email. Email is the ID. Make sure you get that particular screenshot of that configuration so you can always refer back to it. Same goes with the LDAP if you have OpenID configured, or a single sign-on or two form factor authentication. Any of the connected systems, it's good to have a documentation of the configuration. So should something happen, we actually have a baseline, or we can see what it was configured with prior to. Pre-upgrade and backup tasks. Backup Service Desk server and database, or do a snapshot when it's powered down, but make sure that the snapshots have been cleaned up so that you have a fresh backup of your systems. Customization files. Be sure to back up if you've customized your service desk, banners, or you have external SSL certificates, or you've done some Tomcat server changes, ports or session timeouts. Be sure to back up these files so that you have them available to you after you do your migration. You can then put those back in place. Make sure you copy the system customization files and settings. Now this is conditional too. The theme colors for your CSS files. Any Java changes that might have been customized. Custom font size or color is also in the CSS file. Any logging you might have going. If you've customized your logging to have more zip files or larger archive files, back that logging properties up. Login naming. So make sure that's in the lifetime properties. Make sure that you have that backed up as well. And then if you have legal texts, you can customize that under the portal's login legend. So have some of these things available, so at least as you move to the next step and these have been customized, you can modify them and bring them into your corporate branding policy. Now for the upgrade tasks. For in place, there's a feature that will be added to the online updates for a product upgrade tile, and we'll see that in our demonstration. And you can only do the in place, as mentioned, if the OS version has not changed. If product upgrade tile is available, schedules come into effect, and you can schedule that product upgrade. And that product upgrade tile is only available after running an online update, so it identifies that. Online updates channel version 8.x automatically registers the server. And the schema upgrade, make sure you follow through on the schema upgrade after we upgrade the appliance itself. We'll have a routine where we upgrade the database schema. Side by side is close, but you're basically propping up a second appliance. You're running a pre-migration script on the original server, and then you're going to copy the VA storage from the version 7.5 to 8.0. You're going to register to the online updates channel for version 8. You're going to do this schema upgrade and then in place upgrade for version 8.1.2. So there's a little bit of different dynamics. It's similar to the 7.5 to 8.0, which we have a video out there of as well for the side by side. We'll do an in place today. Upgrade tasks side by side. Some of the tasks that you'll do is basically version 7.5 terminal console. You'll run a pre-migration script, power down the ZENworks 7.5 server, copy the VA storage virtual disk from 7.5 to the 8.0 appliance, power up 8.0, accept the license, enter the root and SDadmin passwords on the new appliance, log into SDadmin console, select classic ZENworks Service Desk tile to proceed with the database schema upgrade, and then verify the database connections and upgrade using the test connection button, upgrade, and upgrade to complete. Remember, those customization files will be overwritten, so you have those backed up, you'll be in good shape. Upgrade tasks in place is a little more streamlined, and it's all on the same appliance, mostly in the administration console. So in the administration console on version 7.5, you'll select the online updates tile. And then you'll select the needed patches, select to install the Service Desk release. In this case, it's version 8.1. You'll reboot. Then you'll log into the Service Desk administration console again. And you'll select the new product upgrade tile that is now present. You'll register into the online update channel for version 8 so you can get all the updates for Service Desk version 8. You'll select the Service Desk version 8 release that's in the list, and you'll reboot. And then finally, you'll select the classic ZENworks Service Desk tile to proceed with the database schema, verifying the database connection, upgrade, test connection, upgrade to complete. And remember those customization files again. Same thing happens in an in-place. You'll need to restore some of those settings in the file. Some restore tasks. Apply online updates, re-register into version 8.x. Again, this is in the administration console. Reconfigure the original NTP settings because they're not carried over from one appliance to the next. And restore and verify the customization settings, which is conditionals. Again, if you haven't customized it, then you're good right after the upgrade. If you have with banners or CSS files or the Service Desk server configuration Java settings, maybe some session timeouts or ports, make sure you restore those settings. Not the files themselves, but the settings in the files. WebXML and Server XML has a couple of details in there, and you want to make sure that you take those details and put it in the new version 8 Server XML or WebXML. Post-upgrade tasks, verify and restore external system communications. Database connection, is it there? Email configuration, are you talking with your users? LDAP settings. AMI, ZENworks, OpenID. If you configured any of these other system communications, two-form factor authentication, you have federation running, make sure you verify and check those communication settings. Update the license if it's changed. Set the online update channel schedules. That's if you wish to do it. You can always do them manually, but remember the online updates security patches are on a 3-month cadence, so they'll automatically be updating those every quarter, so you can actually schedule those to keep your common appliance framework or your OS secure. Configure new features. Whatever you were missing and now is available in the 8.1.2, like the new user portal, store options, join proxy, whatever's new, you'll be able to configure those new features and take advantage of them. Backup snapshot the Service Desk 8.x server and database and its components now. So make sure you have a current backup of a successful migrated system. And then update the company's ZSD system configuration documentation so that you have record of all the system settings, and those screenshots that you had, they should probably be in this documentation too. So the upgrade strategy, version 7.5 and above supports appliance model only. We talked about 1 or 2 increment steps. So the upgrade and OS method, depending on which version you are on, has some either in place or side-by-side limitations. If you're going from 7.0 to 8.1x, there's appliances all the way through, so you can go from appliance side-by-side, in place, up a ways. When you get up to version 7.5, we move to the appliance with the common appliance framework. So that'll be a side-by-side only. But going from 8.0, you can do an in place or side-by-side, and 8.1 can be an in place as well. We're going to be going from 7.5 to 8.0, so you can see that that's a 2-step increment. And so we'll be doing an in place for that particular upgrade. If we were on version 7.2 and we wanted to go to 8.1x, we would have to go to 7.4 and then 8.0 and then 8.1, or 7.4 to 7.5 and then 8.1x. But you can see there's 2-step increments you need to maintain on there. So again, the system method and strategy, there's 2-step increments, and this is basically a diagram showing how you can upgrade your particular service desk by selecting those different versions every 2 steps. The server OSs, this documents the server operating systems that the versions of Service Desk run on. So version 7.0, obviously we have both appliance, Windows, and Linux. But as we get up to 7.4, we still have that capability, but 7.5 we go to the appliance. So we're at an appliance only model, and we're on SLES 12 SP3 from 7.5 through 8.1x. 8.2 will most likely be SLES 15. So that'll be a side-by-side migration when you go to 8.2. The database you can see here, this is the different versions that's supported. So if you're on a 7.0, obviously you'll need to upgrade to 12 to move on. And then you'd probably go to version 7.2, and then 7.4, and then 7.5, and then 8.1. All are compatible with version Oracle 12. And then you could upgrade your 8.1x. You can upgrade to 18 or 19 when you get a chance, because 8.2 will probably be Oracle 18 and 19. And again, same goes with the different Postgres versions, as well as MSSQL. So keep an eye on these particular versions to make sure what version you're moving to, you have that in place before you start the upgrade. Virtual hypervisors, same type thing. Starting in 8.0, we started supporting MS Hyper-V. And then also in 7.5, we started supporting SUSE XEN. System requirements for RAM, disk, and CPU cores. You can see starting with 7.5, the Common Appliance Framework, we've upgraded the RAM to 4 gig minimum, and we've have the 2 volumes, obviously. If you're running an appliance, you'll need that second VA storage volume. And then the disk space has increased from 20 gigabytes to 40 gigabytes minimum, right? So just be aware that those increases have been put in place. So as you're migrating up, you'll need to add those additional resources. There's some other comments down below. Install and upgrade should have 5 gigabytes disk-free space just to do the install and upgrade. And then when you're running, 10 gigabytes disk space free, plus any content stored for attachments and pictures. And this is the file customizations and where they exist. Remember, I talked a little bit about how the file structure changed a little bit as they migrated to the Common Appliance Framework. Well, it was obviously in the lifetime folder up until 7.4, and then 7.5 they moved it because it's an appliance only model, and it's now in VA storage lifetime. So be aware that those particular file customizations have moved around a little bit, and there are TIDs out there supporting this, making it more detailed, and we'll get to those a little bit later. So version 8.x administration console is when you log into 9443. So in this particular case, our appliance is 192.168.1.77, and the appliance administration console, you can get to that particular console on port 9443. And here you have the 8.0. The 8.1 and 8.1.2 look exactly the same. So this is the administration console you'll see. And you have things like Ganglia configuration and monitoring, your network, your time, your storage, digital certificates, system services, firewall, and online updates regarding the appliance. And then any of the ZENworks Service Desk tiles are down below for the configuration, terminal, file explorer logs, ZENworks Service Desk. The new ZENworks Service Desk, which is the customer portal only, version 8.2, the technician portal will also be upgraded. So you'll just have a single tile after 8.2 comes out. And then if you're doing any migrations, you can do them from here. If you're doing a side-by-side, you'd use that tile. This is a root login. So you notice in the upper right-hand corner, it says root, and that's who you're logged in as. Now we're going to do a demonstration for the Service Desk upgrade to version 8.1.2 from 7.5. Let's go ahead and do this upgrade. So we are going to log into the administration console. We can see our Service Desk configuration. All right. We can see that our online updates needs to be registered.
You find this particular activation key in your customer portal. Under Service Desk, you'll see an appliance activation key, and that's for the online updates. The license key for the Service Desk product is obviously different. So there's a license key and a certificate. So they're very well distinguished differently. It's going out, and on the 7.5 portal, it has any online updates. And the first quarter of this year, they updated the security updates for this particular Service Desk version for the SLES Server 12 SP3, which is the OS on this. You can see here now that these are all the updates that are needed for this particular appliance. Security updates and so forth. At the bottom, you'll see the feature that there's a product upgrade for 7.5. So we need to install that as well. You can see which ones need to be rebooted, and then you can also see the install patches versus the needed patches. There's different ways of installing these. You could schedule it, either manual, daily, weekly, or monthly. You can do an update now, which is what we're going to do right now. So let's go ahead and do that. You have a couple of other selections, whether you just want to do the security and not the features, or all patches. We're going to leave it with all the needed patches, and we're going to automatically agree with the licenses and install the interactive patches as well. So we're going to go ahead and select OK here. It's going to go out to the repository and bring them down and install them. And so every quarter, go out there and check for new security updates so we can keep your appliance OS secured. And any other updates out there like features, you'll see in just a minute that'll come up. We have our upgrade here to 8.1, and then there'll be another one once we get to the 8.1 channel for 8.1.2. I recommend when you're upgrading, for instance, this time we're going from 7.5 past 8.0 to 8.1. And so that's basically 2 versions. And as long as the operating system doesn't change, you can go directly from 7.5 to 8.1. If the operating system does change, which will be in 8.2, you'll have to do a side-by-side where you copy that VA storage over. Those are all detailed out in the documentation. But they've streamlined this fairly well. So if you do a bump to a new version, give yourself about an hour downtime. Make sure you clean up the VA storage or any snapshots that you have. Take a snapshot within 72 hours, clean it up, and then allow it to be upgraded, and it should go fairly smooth. So this particular one, it tells you exactly what's going to be installed, and we're going to select OK. So you see there are no more double-checked for needed patches in case there were any others. You can see the installed patches. Down at the bottom is the feature. Once we go home, you'll notice that it does say reboot needed. So we're going to have to do a reboot needed. Notice there's no product upgrade here right now. But because 7.5 has an upgrade and we just install the RPM, once we do a reboot, it will see that there is a needed product upgrade. So we'll let this simmer. We can go over to our device. You can see it's installing now. Sorry, it's booting up now. And it's up and ready, so we'll go back over to 201.9443. We'll give it another try. There it is. Let's log in as SD admin. First thing you'll notice is a product upgrade. We are still at 7.5, but there's a product upgrade. Let's go ahead and select that tile. And it's telling us that there's an 8.1 upgrade. All right, so this is we're still connected to the 7.5 channel, getting the upgrade, which is version 8.1. So let's go ahead and say OK and accept the license. Now what we want to do is register into the Service Desk 8.1 channel, and you'll see why in just a minute. Part of the process is to upgrade into 8.1 is to check for any updates as well, right? So we're now checking for any updates for the 8.1 service desk. So we have to be on that version 8.1 channel. All right. Again, we're going to agree with all license agreements and automatically install all interactive patches. Notice that 8.1.2 is here, because we just upgraded to 8.1, and there's another feature release, 8.1.2, and it's saying you have that to install. Do you want to install it? And we're going to say yes to all and install that patch, which is a feature upgrade to the Service Desk appliance. There it is. We're going to be going from 8.1.0 to 8.1.2. You can check the details out of the package. We're going to hit OK. It's going to ask that reboot is needed. We'll go ahead and do that, and you'll notice the product upgrade tile will disappear when we come back to it. And that's because we're at the latest level. There's no more product upgrades for the this particular appliance until 8.1.3 or another subsequent compatible version is available. We're coming up now. Go ahead and log into the administration console. Log in as SD admin. You can see that we're at 8.1.2 for the appliance, but we haven't upgraded the schema yet on the database. Since we have an external database, actually on any of the database, the second part of this process is to upgrade the schema. So let's go ahead and select the classic ZENworks Service Desk, and it will then say, oh, we need to connect to the database and upgrade your database, whether it's an internal embedded or if it's an external. In our case, it's an SQL server on a different server altogether. So we will go ahead and hit edit. We'll hit test to see if we can make that connection. Successfully connected to the database. Select advanced. And hit upgrade. It'll give you a warning. Make sure you backed up your database, ensure your operating system is set, and go ahead and select upgrade when ready. And that's what we're going to do. Okay, database has been successfully upgraded to version 8.1.2. We'll go ahead and hit close, and we'll get a login. Admin. All right, setup. We looked at licenses. We can see that we're at 8.1.2. The database, it shows the last status, when it reboots, it'll actually give us the details of the database itself. So now we've completely upgraded both the appliance and the MSSQL server schema database. Let's go ahead and log out. We're going to go ahead and reboot. And you don't have to do this second reboot. The only reason why I'm rebooting a second time is to show you that those comments where the database is, that it actually shows the connection information. I just needed a reboot to clear those out. So we're waiting for this to completely stop and start back up again. It is alive. Let's go ahead and take a look. Wait for Jetty to start up for the administration console. Log in as STAdmin. Notice that there's no product upgrade available now. Let me go and show you the database. Log in. And under Setup Database, you can now see the details of the SQL server instead of those comments of it upgrading. So that's a complete setup. Did it within 15 minutes, a bump. So you could see whereas you're doing multiple bumps because you're coming from 7.0 or 7.1 or something, give yourself about an hour each, and it gets quicker each time because they've really streamlined this. That will conclude this particular video on upgrading from version 7.5 to 8.1.2. Thank you.
Service Desk debug and log locations. Debug mode. If you need to get into debug mode or need to run, change some settings so that you can put it in debug while you're troubleshooting, 7.0.1.7.0.4.5 will help you out with those settings. Again, remember that the administration console has a restart, shutdown buttons, and you can also do that from the command line on the console through systemctl. Lifetime and Service Desk service logs, TID 7018199. If you're going to send support some logs, it's best to do it through the Service Desk reports and then selecting log and export. So there's a tab in the Service Desk console that says reports. Select log and export. There's also a tile in the administration console called logs. So if you're not sure where to reference the directory, just select the logs and it'll take you right directly to the logs, and you'll be able to look at the logs in the administration console itself. Appliance and upgrade schema 7.5 and above, the logs are in the lifetime/logs. Product upgrade logs will be in the var op novel VA logs, and other component logs are in the var op novel in their component location. ZENworks Service Desk memory settings, the TID 7012318 should be able to help you there if you need to modify some memory settings. Also, there's two cookbooks, version 7 and version 8. These are upgrade cookbooks. Basically, almost everything you need to know, and links to all the documentation that you need to access in order to check your system requirements, what you need to do, any RPMs that may need to be installed. Be sure to use those. They're real handy and have you a quick link to those documentation areas that might be hard to find otherwise. Some Service Desk resources. There's a documentation site. It's listed here. Remember the Service Desk public forums. Great access. Customers to customers have issues. They post them here. They're helping each other out. If you may not have an SR to open, or you just have a question This is great. The peer-to-peer networking is just wonderful under the ZENworks Service Desk product. Micro Focus Service Desk YouTube channel has some videos on how to upgrade, how to do certain tasks, so be aware that that is there. And subscribe to that particular channel so you get notified when new videos come into play on the YouTube channel. Micro Focus ZENworks Service Desk tutorials free. It is also out there under the on-demand. Even though if you may not have purchased on-demand, you still have access to these free Service Desk tutorials, which will show you some feature changes, some upgrade or enhancements that have been happening in certain versions. Also, this particular video, as well as other upgrade videos, to help you visualize what you need to go through when you're doing an upgrade. And then the Micro Focus Ideas Portal, ZENworks Service Desk, the best one yet. If you have any ideas, we need to improve the product. We get so many of our ideas from you, the customer, to be able to improve this product through the Ideas Portal. And then you vote on other ideas, and the higher the vote, the more attention it gets to product management, and they work to get that in as an enhancement in the product. So keep those coming. We've done a lot of improvement on Service Desk with your ideas. Here's some tips. For the new end user portal, remember sometimes when you're working in the portal itself, some changes may occur and you may need to refresh the browser. So remember to refresh the browser or Control F5. Also, the new end user portal, in Service Desk, the tile is in the administration console. You see Classic and then you see the new ZENworks Service Desk. That'll take you to the new end user portal. But if you wanted to distribute that through ZENworks Configuration Manager, you can make a web app or URL bundle and point to that URL itself. That way your administrators can open up the Service Desk or your users can open up their portal. Customization for the end user portal is under Setup, Customize, New End User Portal tab in the Service Desk console. Migrating older Service Desk versions. Be sure to see the videos on the Micro Focus ZENworks Service Desk YouTube channel or the Micro Focus Training and Support channel on the Micro Focus site. Also, you can see the cookbooks. They have the videos displayed at the bottom portion as a reference. And in summary, we've talked about some upgrade strategies, some pre-upgrade and backup tasks, the upgrade tasks themselves, and then restoring some of those customizations and post-upgrade tasks. Remember to double check those system requirements, and those tables was listed here, and they're also in the cookbook. Appliance Administration Console is there to administer the OS and Service Desk for the Common Appliance Framework. Appliance migration demonstration was performed from version 7.5 to version 8.0. Debug and login information with TIDs and resources and links and tips were all discussed. We hope this clears up some questions and gives you a visual of what you can expect when upgrading to Micro Focus ZENworks Service Desk version 8.1x. This concludes this training video on migrating of the Micro Focus ZENworks Service Desk from version 7.5 to version 8.1.2. Thank you very much.